Hello, my friends. Today I am making a Mexican quinoa salad. This is an amazing meal. You can add some type of extra protein to it if you want to. It's got quinoa, obviously, in it, which is actually a really great source of plant-based protein. And it also has black beans. So it's pretty decent on its own, but if you wanted to add some type of chicken or even probably fish would be good, you could definitely do that. So if this sounds good to you, stay tuned and we're gonna make this together. My name is Christy with Help for Your Journey, where my goal is to encourage and inspire you in your trim healthy mama lifestyle. And so I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I can struggle with dinners. Not so much breakfast and lunch. That seems to be fairly easy, although I do have leftovers quite a bit for lunch, dinner leftovers. So this is gonna be perfect for that. Actually, we're gonna have this tomorrow for dinner because I have a meeting tomorrow afternoon and I don't know how long it's gonna last. So what can I do today to help my future self? I just keep saying that. And one thing that I can do is I can prep dinner for tomorrow so that when I get home from that meeting, it's in the fridge and it's ready to go. So let's do it. So the first thing I did was I made some quinoa. This was 1 cup of dried quinoa. I made this in my Instant Pot, and this is the tricolor one. You can just get all one color if you want to. I like the tricolor because it's colorful. So I cooked this in my Instant Pot in 1.5 cups of water for 1 minute with a 20-minute natural release. If you don't have an Instant Pot, you may not know what I'm talking about. If you don't have an Instant Pot, you should get one because it's amazing. So 1 minute it was to cook this. Now, not actually 1 minute total. Anyway, that's for another video. So I have cooked quinoa in this bowl that has been in the fridge overnight because I did this yesterday. And to this, I am going to add my veggies that I cut up. So in this bowl, I have a couple of peppers. I have 2 orange peppers and a green pepper. The recipe calls for 1 bell pepper, red, green, orange, yellow, or a combination. Obviously, I have more than that in here because this is kind of one of those recipes that you can just clean out the fridge with whatever kind of veggies that you have that you need to get rid of, and I had some peppers that needed to be used. So I cut, 2 orange and a green. 1 jalapeno pepper I have in this bowl. I have 2 Roma tomatoes. I have a can of black beans and half of a red onion. That is all in this bowl. So I am going to put this in here with my quinoa. And let me clean this out. And then we're gonna get I think I just flung a piece of onion across the room. 1 cup of corn we also need. I actually, we had got a bunch of ears of corn. We have like this local place. We call them, everybody in town calls them the Corn Man, but the corn is so good, and like that, peaches and cream, so sweet, so delicious. So we bought some for a get together, and we bought way too much on purpose, and we cooked it up, and then my husband cut it off of the cob, and then I put it in 1 cup portions in the freezer for times like this. So I'm going to put that in here. That was 1 cup. And I am going to mix this up. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so good. This is gonna be, not only is it gonna be good for dinner tomorrow, but it is going to be really good for lunch the next day. It's just so colorful. It's just summery. Summer's almost done, but that's okay. We're just gonna hang on to it. So there's a dressing, and because I used extra veggies, I decided to double the dressing. So I have the equivalent, well, the recipe calls for the juice of 1 lime. I don't have any limes, but I do have the lime juice in the bottle. So I actually had to look up how much lime juice does the average lime have. And I thought this was a pretty small amount, but it was only 2 tablespoons. So I am doubling this dressing recipe. So I have 4 tablespoons of lime juice. And then I have garlic powder, cumin, some red pepper, salt, and pepper. I'm gonna link this recipe in the description box, so you don't need to worry about all of those measurements right now. I'll just make it easy for you. All right. I will say this, I feel like this dressing recipe does call for a kind of a lot of red pepper, so I only went in with half the amount because there's a whole jalapeno in this too. You know, you can always add some sriracha or something to it if it's not spicy enough for you, but anyway, all right. So we're gonna pour this dressing on here. And you know what I need? I need a scraper. Let me get one. Because we need all of this goodness out of here. And we're gonna get all the dressing in here. And okay, that's good. Give this a stir. Oh, I hear people moving around. I hear relatives that are going to be in my YouTube video right now. You can come up, it's all right. Nobody cares. Sorry. It's all right. Okay, last thing is cilantro. Normally, okay, so my Walmart pickup order, they did not have, I wanted to get like a bunch of cilantro and they didn't have it. So they substituted this little container of cilantro, but I needed it. So I was just like, okay, that's fine. Normally I would probably have 4 or 5 times the amount of cilantro. Then this is the whole package. So I'm gonna put all of this in here. I know cilantro is one of those things, you either love it or you hate it. We love it. You cannot put enough cilantro on things. So I've got the cilantro in there. And so this, because I made it today and we're not eating it until tomorrow, this dressing is gonna have a chance to kind of soak in. I've made this recipe like 20 times and it's so good. You usually don't have to, like although the quinoa does kind of absorb the dressing, it doesn't get dry. So this is gonna be great tomorrow. So, like, look at that. That is so, so good. It's such a great meal. Now, the last thing that I wanna talk to you about, these are my vegetable scraps that I had left over after I chopped up my vegetables. Now, I had way more peppers than this, but some of the peppers, once I cut inside of them, they weren't bad, but they didn't look that great. So I got rid of those. But this is all of the veggie scraps that I had left over after cutting up my vegetables. And this is a bag that I started of veggie scraps that I keep in my freezer. And what I do is I just add everything. I mean, so you saw I had the onion peels, the cilantro stems. You can do pretty much anything, pretty much any vegetable you have, as long as it's not gross, you can put it in here. Keep this in your freezer. When this bag is full, you can make vegetable broth out of it. So I love doing this type of thing where things that would normally be thrown away get used, and I feel like I'm getting free food even though I already paid for it. So anyway, that's just a little tip on a way to save some money using things that you would have just thrown out. So that is my recipe for today, Mexican quinoa salad. I really hope that you try it and that you love it. If you found value in this video, if you could please give it a like, that would be wonderful. And even more, if you could subscribe to my channel, that would really help me out a lot. It helps the YouTube algorithm, however that works. If more people subscribe and like and just interact with the videos in general, the more YouTube gets that content out to other people. So I would really appreciate it if you would do that. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.